Hello everyone, this is John for PokerVIP.com, and in this video I just wanted to introduce you to the FastForward games over on Party Poker. Party Poker is the same as bwin, and I think there might be another site on here, but Party Poker is obviously the main one and obviously one of the biggest poker sites in the world and one of the most known. That's definitely for sure. I wanted to show you these games again, basically just because they are super soft. People sort of come to me and say, "Oh, Zoom on stars is really tough and reg infested." They're not that interested in paying lots of volume to make the most of rake back and bonuses and rake races. They kind of just want a soft place to play where they can hop on now and then, get some hands in, and make some money. And I think this is the ideal place for you to be, and that's why I wanted to show it off a little bit to you. Basically, Party Poker is now known for the amount of fish they have in the games. It's all just changed in like the last couple of years, where it became a real recreational kind of player hangout. And I think that's probably because they stopped, doing like rake back and got their own VIP scheme and kicked some of the skins off the network. They basically just wanted to be this, nice hub. Also, they spent, tens of millions on marketing to, new players to the game. If you want to sign up, go to pokervip.com/deals or click the link in the description. Also, if you do sign up because of this video, let us know and I'll send you out some free t-shirts and merchandise. And for now, I'm basically just going to get into the video, play some poker, talk some strategy, and just basically show off the games to you. The software's amazing. It is very smooth, very quick. I just, got on 2 tables straight away, pretty easy. I'll just pull up the lobby here so you can see. You can sort of select how many seats you want, hit play now, they all load up. And it's just pretty cool. You can even change this. So it's a proper lobby that you'd be used to. You can see how many players are in each pool. So you can see there's 92 currently in the 25 and L player pool. And I'm making this video at 6:30 on a Thursday evening. So it's not even peak hours yet. In an hour or two's time, those numbers will increase. Probably close to double what they are now. We do often run sort of, some sort of race for these where we give away tournament tickets. So that could be like a little extra boost to your bankroll and a few shots there. So if you do sign up with us, that means when we do those, or if we do something similar again, then you'll be eligible. If you sign up straight through Party Poker, you wouldn't be able to receive those extras. King 7 I just checked down here. Thinking that'd be good a lot of the time, hoping to go to showdown. Just gonna go ahead and check back now. Also, Party Poker, I mean, they run everything from, tournaments, sit and goes, PLO, no limit hold'em, regular games, fast forward games. So if it's a site where you want to play a bit of cash, but then hop in and, a decent tournament here and there, then it's perfect for you. King Queen just making a C bet here. I'd bet on my big hands, so I should bet my sort of non-made hands. And I can go ahead and barrel this. He's going to have a lot of draws, a lot of ace highs, a lot of bad 2-pair type hands, which I should be able to get him off. It's a bad river for us because it completes. Well, it sort of might give him a pair if he had a straight draw, which he might not fold. The flush missed, so he might not believe me as much, and yeah, he kind of had one of those middling pairs we were talking about. Ace King, once there's a undergun limper, I go ahead and isolate and 4x it. And isolate just basically means we want it heads up versus this guy. If we just call here, it means there's going to be more opponents in the hand, which just makes it harder for us to play. This guy's going to limp call with some real junk hands, so we get value off him with the Ace King. And once we turn, I'm just going to keep half potting it, give him, 3 to 1 on each street to call. There might be an argument for checking the ace there, but I think you'd be missing out on value in the long run. He's not going to start folding second pair. He's going to have worst aces. And he'll call withdrawals as well, so just keep on padding the money in. Fours here versus one's going to open just to fold. We're obviously just looking for a set. Ace Jack are called here pre-flop. It's a nice hand to play, but I don't want to blow up the pot by three betting. Happy to call and see a flop there. Gonna call once here because I've got the backdoor diamonds and obviously running straight draw, but mainly because ace high could be the best hand as well. And once he bets again, we can just go ahead and let that one go. As you can see, I've got auto top up ticked, auto rebuy to the max. I definitely recommend this for everyone. Basically because it's, all the strategy we talk about, well, when I say we, I just mean coaches or people who talk no limit hold'em cash games, will all be 100 big blind strategy. So if you've only got 50 big blinds, then you might not, then maybe you shouldn't be opening this hand in this position, or maybe you shouldn't be getting this hand all in, or maybe you shouldn't ever be 4-bet folding kind of thing. King Queen here, I think it's just fine to see bet on both tables. We can represent these boards pretty well. Once we get raised, that's pretty easy fold. And don't have any ego there. Don't be stubborn. We've just got king high. Even though his line isn't massively believable, there's way better spots for us to make some money. X7 suited, definitely an open blind versus blind. And go ahead and see bet this flop. I'm just going to keep to half pot for now. You can definitely make it a little bit bigger, 60, 70, 75% of the pot. But I'm just going to test out the old half pot and see how it works. Going to go ahead and raise pretty big here with the ace 3. Basically, we just want to win this pot pre-flop, and we expect this money in the middle to be dead. Also, this guy under the gun's got no chips at all. I think he's going to put it in with any 2, so ace 3 plays fine versus that. He actually had us crushed, so maybe a mistake on my part, but nothing I'm too sad about. I don't really want to fold pre-flop, and I definitely don't want to call pre-flop. So I think, the fact that there's dead money in the middle, possibly, we can get it in good, or, get value for a hand. I think that's all fine. Queen 10 suited, definitely a defend, cut off versus big blind. But I'm just going to shut down here and hope to hit a Queen 10 or a Jack on the river. I don't think it'd be believable if I bet this river now either, so I'm going to just check and, sometimes Queen high will be good. Now you can see he's got pocket 10s there, he's just never going to fold. Queen's here, just a monster, going to 4-bet to hopefully, go all in. I think 425 is a good size, keeps it small enough for him to want to jam over me, kind of induces some action. And also if he wants to call, it's not the best situation for us, but it's fine. We get it all in, we get a 10-7 Jack 4-9. Do we have the best hand? Yes, we do. He needed a king, queen, or ace, and he missed, so we've doubled up nicely there. Bit of the video run good. Great flop for us here with queen 10. Just going to keep to my half pot there. We can get all the money in by the river versus this stack size by betting smaller anyway. Not the worst turn card for us. Improves Jack Queen, but that already was beating us. I think we're just going to have the best hand a ton of time here, so we should just keep on betting for value. And on this river, we're just going to put him all in. I think he's going to call with worse enough. I don't think he's got us, crushed. The only thing is, he does just fold all the draws that missed. But I'm not too sure he'd bluff jam those anyway, so I'd rather just take the safe option and go for the value myself. Ace-7 suited, good flop to see, but on nice and dry. Backdoor draws. I'm going to keep barreling here. Once he calls, he's either, floated me with a queen and hit, or he's just generally got, a weaker pair like 7s, 6s, 5s, or like ace-8, which I think I can get him to fold by barreling. Ace-8 going to go ahead and check call after opening because he's got the ace of hearts. I think he's going to bet like a lot of his jack queens, jack 9s, and, rubbish hands, so we can call and be ahead. Once we get raised here, he's kind of ripping like a set or a straight. Not too sure I believe it, but we can't really do much with ace-7 high, so it's just a fold. Don't really want to just all of a sudden spaz and go all in. Then we can just let that one go. Jack King suited under the gun I opened. Gonna fall to a 3-bet because I'll be out of position. And that's never fun post flop. Pocket threes, easy open. Some nice fast folds going on. And you know, the other options you've got is like full tilt poker, which is rush, stars, which is zoom, iPoker, which is speed, Bet Victor, which is microgaming, which is Blaze, I believe. I think that's probably about it. I'm sure there's some other sites with it, but they're the main ones. There's Unibet as well, definitely one I'd recommend. I forget what that's called, but it might just be called Fast Fold. But like I say, PartyPoker's, the real nice in-between one. If you're not a huge grinder and you don't like playing, good opponents on stars, then this really is the perfect spot for you to be in. Some opens here are all pretty normal. Queen deuce suited, we can argue about folding blind versus blind. But, my logic is, they're called blinds for a reason. He hasn't seen his hand. He's more likely not going to have a good hand. He's being forced to put that money in, so let's try and steal it. And the good thing is the traffic's so good here that we're just getting new hands time after time after time. There's no waiting around. There's no waiting for opponents for more than a second until it sort of, I guess, adjusts the software. It's not like we're waiting for hands to finish. Jack 7 suited is pretty much borderline, but fine to open in the cutoff. King 6 suited, same thing. Not a must open. I'd definitely open it on the button. I'd definitely open it in the small blind. Cut off. It's pretty close. Leave a comment below if you'd open it. Good flop for us. Obviously flop a flush draw. Got king high. Let's go ahead and bet. Get called. Turn a king. Just going to keep on betting it. Betting. Give him a good price. I don't expect him to fold a queen there. He can call me with draws that he's now sort of dead with. Worse flush draws. Get led into here with 10 jack for the minimum, but we have a player behind, so I'm going to make a really tight nitty fold there. Just because we kind of just hope a 10 or jack comes and the action slows down. And that we also hope that the player behind us doesn't go ahead and raise. Definitely a button open though with jack 5 suited. And ace king here is a pretty easy 3-bet 4 value. Jack 5 suited just to fold once we do get 3-bet. Pocket jacks. People hate this hand, but just use, your brain, rate flop textures. I mean, here, I wouldn't be too scared to bet 4 value. You can have a 10, you can have draws. Let's just go ahead and bet. And there we go, simple as that. Take the pot down, make some money. Six, 7 suited, a hand we all like to play. Definitely an open blind versus blind. Check the 4-7 off. I just don't see the point of raising or anything there. Just, checking, hoping to hit the flop hard. If not, just going to go ahead and fold. Ace queen off under the gun. I'd open this from all positions. Under the gun, mid position, button, cut off, small blind. Just one of those easy to play pre-flop hands where we just open, Ace 10 off, I fold under the gun. It's just a little bit too weak of a hand. I'd open it under the gun +1. Fold ace 10 versus an under the gun open. Just gonna play really bad post flop out of position. And we're just folding, folding, folding. So again, if you want to sign up, hit the link in the description below. Go to pokervip.com/deals. If If you need any help as well, we have a live support. It's bottom right of the website. It'll just say chat with us or contact us, and an agent will be there to help you sign up, and also to take your name and address and size for the free merchandise, which includes t-shirts and patches. Just looking at the lobby here for regular games, the smallest games they run is 2NL, which is 1 cent, 2 cent, and the biggest games they run is 2KNL, which is 10.20. So some pretty big games there. 10s here, I don't know much about my opponent, so I don't really want to 4-bet to fold or get it in. I think I can just call out of position here and just be really cautious post-flop. 9 here, once I turn my pair, I can just go ahead and call. 10s here, I've got to call once. Folding to 1 c-bet would just hurt a little bit too much. Blind versus blind, I've got 2 pair. I really don't think I can fold here. I think we're going to see bluffs enough. 7.20 the bet on this turn. We do improve to a gut shot, but I just don't see this guy barreling here with air. I don't think he's got a 9 too often, so I'm just going to go ahead and fold and let it, and think that he does have a queen or better there. Maybe a bit tight, leave a comment below, but I just don't know anything about these players, so what can I say? I've got to just be a little bit cautious. So yeah, lots of games, pot limit Hold'em, pot limit Omaha, fixed 7-card stud, fixed limit Hold'em, fast forward, cash games, sit and goes, MTTs, play money. They even have an online casino and probably sportsbook, I would imagine, which is probably where a lot of the fish come from. They might win a little bit on the roulette and decide to have a little dabble in the cash games. Pocket fours are checked down here. I can be ahead sometimes, but to be honest, I just don't think I can bluff there too often. Ace Jack under the gun. One of those hands where we just open from every position pre-flop. Queen 9 suited under gun, I think that's a bit too wide. I'd open it from the cutoff, which is obviously the position just before the button. Nice flop for us here. King high, flush draw. Ace 5 suited, pretty easy button open, and definitely a C bet on this board when we've got a gut shot and backdoor flush draw with the ace over card. Just going to keep on going with the half pots. And the thing is as well, once we do open the buttons and we half pot C bet, if we've got something, if we've got, a little something, if we've got nothing, it's going to get the job done a lot of the time. Got a call here. I've obviously got the straight draw and the ace over card. You can definitely have hands like 5, 6, you can have a jack, you can have a 3, you can have a 4, you can have a random 5 like king 5. I'm going to check back here because I think I can be ahead enough of the time, and also I just don't see him folding 2 pair too often here. He actually had a jack, so yeah, I've got no chance of getting him to fold, and I'm glad I sort of took that passive line. Like I said, they've got their own VIP scheme on here, which isn't the worst in the world. But like I say, I'm sort of recommending this one for people who are just going to play now and then. So you might pick up, a few rewards and along the way. But it's definitely not, like a site like iPoker where you're gonna receive, 50% back of your rake every month. 8-3 here, it's really quite close. I have made 2 pair though, so I'm gonna go ahead and call. Because he's kind of just repping like a queen or a 10 or better. The jack does improve a lot of hands, so I'm going to go ahead and make a fold. If that was a brick, I would have probably called. Ace 5 suited under gun +1, I like to raise. Open ace 4, ace 5, ace 10 suited plus. Just because we, obviously with ace 4 and ace 5 suited, our straights aren't going to be dominated. We can make wheels, we can make flush draws, we can make 2 pairs. And we can flop flushes, of course. I'm just going to go ahead and flat here with the ace queen versus the undergun open. We can definitely 3-bet it, but I'm in position. It's a big hand. It kind of is a bit deceptive. It, hides the strength of my hand. I have to call. I've got 2 overs and a gut shot, so that's fine. Once he checks me, I'm going to go ahead and bet. Hopefully he folds. The ace-5 here, I took a stab on the turn. I'm going to go ahead and check back the river. Bad river for us because it just changes nothing, so he's just not going to fold anything that he called with on the flop. And a lot of what he calls with on the flop's a draw, which we beat with the ace-high. Queen 9, just an easy button open. You can see just how often these min-raise button opens get through. We're just winning those small and big, small and big, small and big blinds. And that's really going to add to your overall profit and loss. And it seems really small, we're winning 4.5 big blinds, but I don't know. You do that thousands of times a day. Well, a month, I guess. And it sure is going to add up. A 3-bet the ace-queen suited here for value. Pretty big hand. Flop the nut flush draw and 1 overcard. Just going to go put him all in here. Put the ultimate pressure on him. He's short, so makes it a little bit awkward. But I think I can get him to fold, hands like 7s, 8s, 9s. He can call with worse, if he wants to call off with 10 jack suited. That's fine. Sadly, he had king 4, so wow. He had a 2 pair and a flush draw, but again, my flush draw was still live. I was dead to a club. He had blockers. That sucks, but I'm pretty happy doing that, especially if we can see him calling pre-flop with king 4 suited there. 10s here, he 3-bets and checks a jack queen X. He's going to have ace king sometimes. He's going to have hands like 8s and 9s, and he's also going to have hands like ace jack. I'm going to check back just because I'm a little bit curious to what he can have if he might check raise me. Once he checks again, I've got to go ahead and bet here for protection. And also, if he does have hands like 8s or 9s, he's going to go ahead and call. He actually check snap folds there, so maybe he had a hand like 7-8 or 8-9 suited. But to be honest, with those hands, he really should be c-betting those boards to just represent it and hopefully take the pot down. King 10 here, I'm going to raise it up. When people limp, I expect them to fold a lot pre-flop. If they don't, they call, and I can get value post-flop, like so. Good flop for us, backdoor, king high flush draw, top pair. Gonna check this turn just for a bit of pot control. That could definitely have improved him. Great river for us here. Gonna go a bet on the larger side because I just don't think he's gonna fold 2 pair. And yeah, he snaps me off. I wonder if it shows what he had in this trusty replayer. Nope. Anyway, on with the game. Sat out there, get sat back in instantly and get a hand. Happy days. And the fast forward games goes from 2NL to 200NL. Still 66 players in the 100NL pool, so that's pretty tasty. Not too sure what's happening here. Seems like everyone's taking the time. Everything's fine. We check our option with 9 deuce suited. Maybe I could have raised there. I think I just had check fold ticked whilst I was looking around the lobbies. And the reason to raise is if he's limping, he might fold. It looks like he's timing out, disconnected or something, so we'll probably just take a stab at this one. Jacks, button versus big blind, definitely a hand we want to be 4-betting to get it all in. 9 deuce, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and bet. This guy peels, which is really, really annoying. And we get the ace high flop and a half pot lead. I can't fold, because he's obviously only repping an ace. I mean, I just don't ever see him not having it here. It's one of those annoying spots where if I call, I've got to call 10 on the river, which I'm just not prepared to do. I guess he just sort of had like ace queen or ace king and hit, and now just wants to lead. I just can't ever see it being a bluff, so I'm going to make a really, really tight fold there and let it go. And like I said, there's a lot of recreational players on this site. A good player wouldn't, make that call pre-flop and then start leading and committing himself and making his hand look strong. And although that's annoying because obviously we had a hand that we had to fold right now, we're going to make a lot of money off these guys in the long run. We just have to keep our patience, keep cool, and not do anything stupid. Sixes here, I see bet the flop because I think two pairs going to be good a lot of the time. We're going to get value from draws. I check call the turn because I think when you check the people, they're generally going to bet. However, on this river, once he bets again, I'm going to, believe him basically and let it go. And it's definitely one of those frustrating, games where they've always got us beat at the moment, and we're having to make some folds or we're getting in pretty bad. But that's just part and parcel of the game. It happens to us all. A lot of people like, oh God, I run so bad. Every decision's tough. Well, trust me, it happens to me as well. And it happens to Phil Ivey, and it happens to your best mate, and it happens to a guy in the forum. Sometimes poker is stressful, and you just have to keep on playing. I check out the flop here, just to sort of hope he leads a lot of turns, or to go for turn and river value. But I'm not, exactly confident about betting my king deuce here, so I'm just gonna check and expect to win the pot enough of the time. Looks like he was trapping me there with king jack, which again, great for us. Look, we're just getting down, we're getting to a showdown there with a king, and losing the complete minimum versus a hand like two pair. 6-8, check my option, good flop for us. Straight draw, can go ahead and call this. Gonna raise my ace king here for value. He calls and we get this horrible flop, which I'm going to go ahead and check and slow down on. Same with his river, it just all hits his range far more than it hits ours. So I'm just hoping he checks and we can, hit an ace or a king, I'll go to showdown. But once he bets, I can go ahead and fold. Big Daddy's obviously got like the same hand as me, 8-10 off or a 9. I'd say it predominantly just has a 9 here, so I'm going to give up. He actually had 8-10, so it's a little bit annoying that I did give up, but whatever. Not too sad about that. Ace-10 peeled pre-flop. Obviously going to call the c-bet. I've got the good shot, the overcard, the backdoor flush draw. Terrible card for us on the turn. Going to check here. I think I've got the best hand, so I expect him to check all his, non-made hands. And I expect him to probably value bet a queen. But like I said, I think he's going to check and we're going to win that pot. Couple of nice button opening hands here. Like when someone limps again, just going to 4x it. Great flop for us there versus a cold caller, top. Gonna just do my little half pot C bet. Hopefully get some value. Beautiful. Jack doesn't really change much unless he had pocket jacks, king jack, jack 8 or jack 3. Kind of hard to put him on that. So just get a bet for value. And sadly he just instantly folds, but we made some money, which is nice considering this session. I think this session we're down half a buy-in, so considering all the tough spots we've been in and everything, it's not that bad. It's definitely something we can come back from. Pocket sevens, button versus big blind, I will be calling. I think this is the guy that just bombs really big, but I do have to call once again, like I've said before. Just hope he gives up, but once he bets this, I've just got to go ahead and fold. And like I say, just one of those sessions. So yeah, like I said, Party Poker is just the place that's kind of in between, a site like PokerStars and iPoker. PokerStars, a lot of really good players, and no rake back, just their VIP scheme. iPoker's a sort of middling kind of place. There are plenty of regs on there, there are some fish, but it's a place where a lot of people like to play to grind out rake back and bonuses and, our rake race promotions. FastForward is a site where you can just jump on, play some bad players like you've just seen. I mean, they've made some horrendous plays. Even I might not have played great this session, so you might win some of my money as well. PokerVIP.com/deals, Party Poker. This was John for PokerVIP.com. Good luck.